Sorry, there was internet issues going on. So we are back again. Approximately every year 4 lakh students go to abroad to study. So but in present scenario, they are conducting online classes. You are not going abroad to study and everything, and we don't know when these campuses will get resumed, because people say even after there's a vaccination and everything, it might take some time. So online classes. I came back to India last month. There I met a student. She was doing a post-graduation. I don't want to name the university, but even for the online classes, they said that they have to pay extra money for it for hybrid classes. So she came back. When you have invested so much of money and everything, and all of a sudden they ask you to pay more, what is going on? And then since you are not going there, so you might not get the visa, then you might not get the OTP. You're paying that kind of fee and you're not getting a visa. So if you're not getting a visa, you don't get a job in that country. That is another big challenge which we are having. Let's talk about the numbers when you study in India and when you study in abroad, how the number changes. So when you're in India, you're a citizen of this country. In abroad, you have way more visa problem. First 2 years, if you're in US, you get OTP. After that, you have to apply for your company applies for you H1B. You might not get it. It's a lottery system. If you don't get it, you have to come back. Even after you get H1B, another 3 years after that, you don't know again. And if you get married from a girl from India, girl or a boy, and you want to take him or her, again you have a big time visa issues, because you get the visa to come to the country, but whether you can apply for their work visa or not, that is another big problem, which is they are saying that they are going to close EAD. So all this piles up. Then if you talk about the living cost in India is very less. The scholarship which you get during your post graduation is sufficient to pay for your school fee, college fee, and your living expenses. For MTech, you get 12,400. If you are doing PhD, for the first 2 years, you get 25,000 per month, and next 3 years you get 28,000, which is sufficient for you. If in PhD, if you are married and you are doing your PhD, they even give you a housing allowance. Either they give you a house or they give you an housing allowance. In US, you have to pay for everything, or Europe and everything. So the living expenses are so high. If you don't get a scholarship and everything, you have to do a part-time job or something, or your family has to provide you a large sum of money, and then or you take a loan. That loan is sufficient big quantity, and in the आज की सिनेरियो में अगर जॉब नहीं लगी तो वो लोन कैसे रिटर्न करोगे? देयर इज अ बिग एक और मुझे बात बतानी थी. पीपल generally they think that computer science people, I don't want to discourage civil engineer, I love this branch, but computer science people get paid a way lot more in abroad, especially in US. So people think that you will get a job if you are studying there, because a lot of your friends from computer science department have got a job there. But it is not the same case for civil engineers. For civil engineers, there is the job opportunities are there in abroad, but it is not that much. So 50% of the people who are studying in civil engineering abroad have to come back And when you have taken a loan, if you're studying in US, it's 50 to 60 lakhs. If you're studying in Canada, at least it's 30-40 lakhs. In Europe, again, it's 30-40 lakhs minimum investment you are doing for 2 years, and you don't get a job, you're coming back to the country. And from certain universities, they don't even, India doesn't even recognize that degree. So what will happen? You need to think about this. If you talk about the tuition fee in India for master degree, if you are doing from a government institute, it is, your scholarship is enough for your living expenses and your tuition fee. Abroad, it's way more high. It's a business out there. It's super high. In India, if you do a GATE, you can get into a top class colleges like IITs, NITs, ISC, and there are some well reputed universities and everywhere. So the ranking of these universities is also very good. People, आजकल क्या हो रहा है? People want to go abroad. They don't. Some I'm not saying everyone, but there are some student who doesn't even care कि कौन सी university में जा रहा है. If you're going to a bad university which doesn't even have any ranking or anything, you don't get a job or anything out there. You just spend your family money and you come back, and you have to it's good for nothing. And so at least when you're going to the university abroad or in India, just check what's its ranking and everything. Then let's talk about the entry process. Entry process in India, if you have qualified the exam and everything, you get the admission very easily. In abroad, you have to work a hell lot for the admission process. You have to collect so many documents from your university, send it to them. Then there's a lot of visa problem. Then you have to show that you have this kind of money to go there and everything. And आज के सिनेरियो में वीज़ा इज़ अ बिग टाइम इशू. जॉब तो सेकेंडरी है, वीज़ा मिलना ही मुश्किल है. यूएस में जिनके पास H1B है वो अभी यूएस नहीं जा सकते. If I am in India right now and I have H1B, I can't go to US. So getting a new visa right now is really problematic. I have a couple of friends who are in OTP right now and their visa can't get renewed. So if you don't have, and there are some friends who have lost job, if they don't get a job within 2 months, they have to leave the country. So being in your own country is way more healthier. At least इस crisis में I personally realized staying in your own country is really beneficial, because जो भी बोलो, we are outsider to their country. दूसरा, गेट और GRE का डिफरेंस अगर आप पढ़ने के लिए सोचते हो तो GRE का फी इज़ वेरी हाई. Examination fees 14,000-15,000 as far as I know, and GATE का 750 for general. For SC it's more or less. OBC के लिए और कम. GRE score से you can go and study abroad in US, Canada and all. But GATE score से it is, you can go abroad in some colleges which I'll discuss in detail, and you can study in India. GATE एग्ज़ाम देने से हम PSUs में जॉब लग सकती है. GRE देने से you don't get a job. So GATE examination, you can also get jobs of various state boards. So like Haryana, Tamil Nadu and all those kind of states, they accept GATE score. So you get in state departmental jobs, which is again a government job, better stability and everything. And when you're preparing, one more point I would like to mention is, when you're preparing for GATE, you are preparing for various other examination. आपको पता भी नहीं चलता कि कब आपका एसएससी के लिए तैयारी हो गया है, स्टेट एग्ज़ाम्स के लिए तैयारी हो गया है. Mumbai metros you can join because of GATEs and everything. So it's not only that you have to give a GATE examination. It's creating a broader prospect for you for lot of other jobs which comes with it. So खाली GATE नहीं, और भी बहुत सारे एग्जाम आप पास कर पाओगे इफ़ यू आर स्टडिंग फॉर द GATE. जो मैंने बोला फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज़, सो हाँ, फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज़ देयर आर, टू नेम द हाईएस्ट वंस आई वुड से NUS, National University of Singapore, and NTU. These are world class universities. I would say in India it's like IIT, in Singapore it is NTU and NSU. So you don't have to give GRE to enter in these universities through GATE, and then you have to submit a SOP, which is statement of purpose, and you have to submit a letter which states, which you have to get it from your college, which states you have studied your 4 year of BTech from a English college. Your mode of teaching mode was English. That's it. You don't have to give GRE and everything. And this is a top class university. After you enter in such kind of universities also, this is as good as your university in US. Then there are more universities. There are few in Germany like TU München and RWTH Aachen. These are again really famous university in Europe to go and study. And the plus point, if you are giving a GATE and you are going through these universities, the government give you money. Every month you get a scholarship by their government, and the scholarship is not a less amount. In Singapore, the minimum you are getting 500 to 600 Singaporean dollars, and in Europe you are getting around 700 euros, which is sufficient for you to stay in Europe. So GATE allows you to study abroad also, study in India also, and is providing you a lot of jobs also. So think about the broader perspective, because I'm not against going abroad, but अभी का सिनेरियो, मैं खुद US में 2 साल थी, अभी का सिनेरियो I loved staying in US, but अभी का सिनेरियो वैसा है नहीं. People are losing job. हम सिविल इंजीनियर्स हैं, सिविल इंजीनियर्स में अब्रॉड में जॉब्स उतने नहीं हैं जितने कंप्यूटर साइंस सबके लिए है. आई वुड से दैट इवन इफ आई फील बैड टू से दिस, बट ये रियलिटी है जो कि लोग आपको नहीं बोलते. यू सी दैट योर फ्रेंड्स आर गेटिंग वेरी गुड पैकेज अब्रॉड, बट दे all civil engineers don't get that kind of high level package. So I want to talk about the placements in IITs. So since I was in IIT Bombay, I would like to show how the placements are out there. As you can see, 11 out of 1000 people, 344 people, 30% of the people got jobs, which is more than 11 lakhs. 9.5 to 11, 161 people. 8 to 9.5, 107. Numbers are great. some people, they don't opt for the job because they want to go for higher studies, or they want to do want to go for a government job, so they don't sit in the private sector. But generally everyone in IIT will get placed. If you want a job, you will get it. But obviously you have to make your own efforts to. It's not like without efforts you will get a job. We can help you, guide you, but at the end it's your own hard work to go where you want to go. So I've talked almost why GATE is right now an essential, how it can broaden your perspective. So either you can go for a coaching or not. So I'm not saying you have to go for a coaching to prepare for the GATE. No, many people prepared it with good GATE also, without coaching also. But how coaching helps you, I would like to explain you that. Take an example. For example, I'm taking cricket with Virat Kohli. He's a good, amazing player, right? Everybody loves him. He plays so well. But does he have a coach? Yes, he does. Coach put a lot of effort on him. But it's not only his coach efforts. His self-discipline, hard work, burning determination to excel makes him what he is. So same goes with the GATE examination. We can help you so that the amount of work, the amount of labor which you have to do is reduced. We can give you what to do and what not to do. But at the end of the day, काम तो तुम्हें ही करना पड़ेगा ना. To get the fruit, you have to work for it. We can tell you what we do is, we'll tell you ये क्या important है, क्योंकि we know after 4 years of my teaching experience, I know out of, if I give you 30 questions, I know out of those 30 questions, 10 questions, the probability of that out of 40-50 questions, that 10 question will come only out of that 40-50 questions. But that 10 question, you have to study that 40-50 questions, even if I give you. In ProGate, we have online classes which we conduct on weekends and national holidays. We have every teacher of us in ProGate is GATE rank holder. They don't hire any teacher which is not a GATE rank holder. All the teachers out here they have a experience and everything to teach you. The one major plus point which I have seen in ProGate is, if you have any doubts, they make sure that your doubt has been cleared. They provide extra sessions for you to have your doubts clear. Time to time they are providing you with tests. When we complete one subject, we provide you tests. We make you solve so many questions that eventually you would excel in that. Then after we have completed few courses, we take a test for all courses combined, and similarly at the end, when your courses are done, we give you more tests so that you refine. So sometimes I have talked to few students और वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं, मैम मुझे टेस्ट देना नहीं है लास्ट में. इट डिस्करेजेस मी. येस, इट माइट डिस्करेज यू, बट जो प्रॉब्लम्स तुमने की है से सॉल्व, जो गलती तुम अभी टेस्ट में कर रहे हो वही गलती तुम एग्ज़ाम में करोगे. सो जितना यू आर वी प्रोवाइड यू विथ सो मेनी टेस्ट एंड एवरीथिंग दैट एट द एंड यू गेट रिफाइंड. डायमंड में चमक तो लाना ही पड़ेगा ना. Each one of you listening here is diamond, and we want to shine you out. You guys must stand. So इस तरीके से we have video lectures so that you can revise and everything. अगर if you guys have any doubts or query, you can call on the WhatsApp number, so you can note it down. I'm just calling the number 09819724283 for any details. They'll answer your each and every detail. I have one more thing to share. अभी के सिनेरियो में people are saying they don't want to invest money and all, but think it as an investment. अभी जो तुम पैसे डाल रहे हो वो तुम्हारे काम आने वाला है. ये कोचिंग में you are invest people because there's so much of thing in civil engineering to study, but when you have a coach they guide you what to study and what not to study. अगर तुम ऐसे पढ़ने लोगों कि 4 year का कोर्स है, it is impossible to remember, but when you have a coach they refine it. They can tell you what you should study and what not to study and everything. So it's kind of an investment for you कि तुम्हें आगे जाके तुम अपना टाइम और ये सेव कर रहे हो. You won't waste your year. अब देखिए गेट एग्जामिनेशन का पैटर्न कैसा है. सो गेट एग्जामिनेशन का इज in 3 sections. One is general aptitude, other one is engineering mathematics, and third is civil engineering के questions आते हैं. GATE is total of 100 marks and you have 3 hours to complete it. So first there is 2 parts to it, part A and part B. Part A has 10 questions. 5 mark question 1, 5 mark question, 5 questions of 1 mark and 5 questions of 2 mark. General aptitude, I'll talk about every section in detail further. Then we have 55 questions in mathematics and civil engineering. Out of this 55 questions, 25 questions are of 1 mark and 30 questions are of 2 marks. Nowadays there are 2 type of questions which they ask. One is multiple choice questions and other is numerical answer type net. So when you are answering multiple choice question, 1/3 of that marks will be deducted. For example, if it is 1 mark question, if you answered it wrong, 1/3 of the marks is deducted. Likewise, if it is 2 mark question, 2/3 of the marks will be deducted. And there is no negative marking for numerical answer type. So personally I would say, even if you don't know answer or if you feel it can be the answer for numerical answer type, you must answer because there is no negative marking to it. So whatever you are writing, if it's right, you get a marks for it. नेगेटिव तो नहीं हो रहा है तो अटेम्प्ट करने में क्या बुराई है. सो यू शुड ऑलवेज ट्राई टू अटेम्प्ट द क्वेश्चन. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द ईच सेक्शन, पार्ट ए एंड पार्ट बी. सो फर्स्ट लेट्स टॉक अबाउट जनरल एप्टीट्यूड. जनरल एप्टीट्यूड में न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी आता है और तुम्हारा वर्बल एबिलिटी. सो एंड इट इज सो सिंपल एंड बेसिक कॉमन सेंस. यू डोंट हैव टू पुट एन एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट फॉर इट. सो यू जस्ट हैव टू सॉल्व क्वेश्चंस and practice. There is no extra efforts you have to put for the English. I have some sample questions which I'll show you, and to get this 10 marks is really easy. It's sometimes just people say that I haven't done it, so they don't even read the question. So I just want you guys to read it and then decide. So these are the questions I have selected for 2000 2019 GATE these questions came, and I would like you to read it. So first question is, they have come a long way in dash trust among the user. So what it should be? First option is created. Long way in created? No. Long way in creating trust among the user? Yeah, that sounds right. इतना डिफिकल्ट है ही नहीं, ये सब हमने 4-5 का भी बच्चा आंसर कर सकता है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखिए. द CEO डिसीजन टू क्विट वाज अ शॉकिंग टू द बोर्ड एज इट वाज टू मी. So for this you don't even have to study anything. English is so damn easy in GATE. These are all the questions which have come in the GATE examination. It is as simple as this. These are 2019 questions. Now for numerical ability, just read the question. Radha moved towards southeast a distance of 7 km. Then she moved towards west and travels a distance of 14 kilometers. From there she moves towards northwest a distance of 7 kilometers. Finally she moves a distance of 4 kilometers towards east. How far is she now from the starting point? So पहले वो साउथ ईस्ट डायरेक्शन में जाती है, फिर वेस्ट, फिर नॉर्थ वेस्ट, फिर ईस्ट. सो लेट्स ट्राई टू ड्रॉ इट आउट फर्स्ट. सो राधा पॉइंट ए में उसने स्टार्ट किया. सो ए से भी वो साउथ ईस्ट डायरेक्शन में 7 किलोमीटर्स गई. बी टू सी वेस्ट डायरेक्शन में 14 किलोमीटर्स. सी टू डी northwest direction 7 kilometer. D to E, it is 4 kilometers. So we can see it is a parallelogram. So we need to find the distance between E and A. So since it's a parallelogram, the distance between E and A would be BC minus BE. Simple. 10 kilometers. This is so easy. Numerical type questions and verbal ability. To score that 10 marks, you can easily score it. And it's 15 marks. It's so easy to score and everything. And we help you out with and especially if I talk about English, it's super damn easy. In numerical ability, we make you solve certain number of questions and everything, and tell you the tricks how to solve a question. I'm sure every one of you can do it. It's just people fear. It's GATE examination prepared by IIT professor. We won't be able to do it and everything, but you can see all the questions are so easy to do. Now let's go to the other part B, which covers 85 of the marks. So first part B, we can subdivide it. Engineering mathematics, all as every one of you know, structural engineering, geotech, water resource, environment, transportation, geomatics. I'll talk in detail about each and every subject and help you broaden the perspective. People think that, oh my god, it's so much to study, but it's GATE examination where the question comes in MCQs and NET. We help you to prepare those questions so well that there's nothing to be scared of. The more you practice, the more you study, the more you keep yourself healthy, the more confident you will be. When you're preparing for the exam, you have to stay healthy. Right now, every one of us are at home. You should at least do some kind of exercise and everything so that you are healthy, and when you're studying, you will have much more concentration. So let's read about each and every subject. So first comes engineering mathematics, which covers 10 to 12 marks. These are just 5-6 topics which come. If you talk about linear algebra, every year there is a question either from eigenvalue or determinants, 1 mark or 2 mark for sure from those. So every topic has 1 or 2 type of things which is like alternately any one of those comes. So if you're studying with us, we give you those important notes and other parts too. But if you study those important parts, I can say at least you can qualify your GATE examination without any doubt. But you have to study hard if you want to get really good score. So maths, like when you study during your BTech, it's way lot more. But for GATE, it's just few topics which you have to study really well. Now let's come to the engineering part. So first part is structural engineering, where comes SOM. SOM has like 6 marks around, engineering mechanics and solid mechanics combined. So again there are some typical questions which come every year, like shear force and bending moment and everything. For structural analysis, it is determinant or not determinant. Like every subject has some common questions, which out of which 1 or 2 questions will come, but you have to study in detail if you want to score really high. Construction material and management, this is a big subject and it's been newly added to the GATE examination. So if you see this, it comes from 1 or 2 mark, and construction material is highly theoretical. So what we like, if you don't have time, then I would not say that dedicate a way lot more time to this subject. Give less time, because every question is not possible for you to answer. So this is how you have to manage your time and all this. This is what we teach you, to give what is more important to study and what you should not be studying. Then it comes concrete structures and steel structures. Both of them carry around 2-3 marks. Next, so in this structure, strength of material is the most important thing, because it carries 5 to 6 marks, and it's really simple. There are less formulas, there are more concepts which you have to understand. If you see the GATE examination paper, around 70% of your marks is numerical type question, and then 30% is your theoretical. In fact, it is 75 to 80% numerical type. So they don't expect you to by heart chain length in survey or all those kind. They are expecting you to be more numerical oriented. This is a most important topic every year for past 20 years. Geotech engineering comes for 15 to 16 marks. You have scored, if you do maths, you are scoring 10 to 11 marks. Aptitude 15 marks, it happens 25 marks, and then geotech 15 marks. So 40 marks is not a very big subject, less to study, but it covers 40 marks. Especially soil mechanics and foundation engineering, there are certain number of questions which comes every alternate year. So we try to make you solve those type of questions, as many as possible in the class, and then we give you a little bit of homework so that you remain in practice, and then during the test season we refine you for those type of questions. Next topic is water resource engineering. So in water resource engineering, if you talk about let me talk about irrigation first. when you study for GATE examination, you don't have to study that much the way we studied for in BTech. इतना कोर्स में है ही नहीं. उसमें 3-4 फॉर्मूला है, वाटर रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर क्रॉप्स, डिज़ाइन ऑफ कैनल, 2-3 टॉपिक है, हाफ अ डे, इट्स डन. उससे ज़्यादा हमें इरिगेशन में टाइम स्पेंड करने की ज़रूरत भी नहीं पड़ती है. पीपल व्हाट दे थिंक कि ये बहुत इतना सारा पढ़ना, मार्क्स ही नहीं है इसमें. ऐसा नहीं है. You just need a guide who can tell you what to study and what not to study. And we tell you that ये 5-6 formulas हैं, ये कर लो, हो जाएगा. उससे बाहर आया तो छोड़ दो. And 99% of the time that question comes from that only. I'm not saying it will not come from the other thing, but most of the time question comes from that part itself. Hydrology again, hydrographs, infiltration, ये सब कुछ कॉमन टॉपिक्स हैं. एवरी ईयर उन्हीं से ही क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. पीपल लीव बिकॉज दे डोंट वांट टू स्टडी. अब बहुत स्टूडेंट्स ने बोला है, बट आई से दैट यू कैन लीव सर्टेन टॉपिक्स इन अ सब्जेक्ट, बट डोंट लीव अ सब्जेक्ट, बिकॉज देर आर सम थिंग्स विच every year it comes. So why to leave that thing when you know that it might come? Then fluid mechanics and hydraulics, they combine together, 5 to 6 marks. It's a very easy subject. I know it's quite lengthy, but there are certain fundas which we teach you and help you to answer those. Next come environment engineering. This is another big subject which covers every year minimum 12 to 14 marks, in which water and wastewater is the most important topic. Nowadays air pollution, noise pollution and everything is also been added, but it covers just 1 or 2 marks. Water and wastewater pollution is the major thing. So I would say again, if you study geotech environment, you cover 30 marks and then 30 marks for your 25 marks for your general aptitude and maths. You cover 55 marks, which is quite a good amount of number. Then hydrology, every year 3 to 4 you need to study 1 day, and you basically mastered in that. Irrigation you can master. So it's just the fun. You need to know what to study and what not to study when you are preparing for the GATE. Now certain days people ask me how much hours to study. That I can't say. Everyone has a different potential to study, right? Some might complete in 1 hour, one chapter. One might take 8 hours to complete. So it depends on the individual itself, how much hard work he has to do to achieve the goal which he wants, because everybody knows whether he is working hard or not. Next come transportation engineering. So all these topics are there, and additionally we have got airport and railways too these days. We don't have a lot of questions from them. We don't get it. We get either from airport or railways or seaways 1 question, which is 1 or 2 mark. So we don't I would personally recommend students not to emphasis on those topics or way lot more, because that carries 1 or 2 mark, and this is like 3 subjects. So instead study those subjects which you know for certain that they'll carry so much of marks. So in transportation, out of the 6 to 8 marks, mainly it comes from transportation and highway pavement and traffic engineering. And there are some common type of questions too in this subject too. Next comes geomatic or survey. So in recent years, every year they make sure that surveying questions has been asked, and they have added quite a number of more topics to it. So again, for GATE examination, you don't need to learn the derivation and all those stuff. You just need to know a few formulas and what is what, and it's really easy to score that marks. You might hear some lectures from different people. They say that do this or do that or leave this subject, but from my experience, what I have learned, don't leave any subject. Again and again, if you're preparing yourself or you're joining or coaching, whoever you're listening to, don't leave any subject while you're preparing for the GATE examination. You can leave certain topics in every subject. So I just wanted to give you some taste how GATE examination works. So these are some of the questions from 2019 GATE examination. So let's try to solve this question. So it's a MCQ question which I wanted to show you. So this is a truss, and you have to find out zero force member in this truss. So for zero force member, there are basically two fundas which you have to find out. First is, if there is two members which doesn't have any external force or support, the members have a zero force members. Or for example, out here, if there is no support or external force in 3, and out of which 2 are collinear, like EG and GI at point G are collinear, but GF is not collinear to them. So GF would be zero force member because it doesn't have a support or external force. So similarly, SR will also be zero force member. Since SP and ST are collinear, SR is 0. So and then another thing is, if we go here, so since GF and SR is 0, at point F, if you see, EF is collinear with FH, so this is zero force GF, so FI is again a zero force member. Similarly, RP is also a zero force member. So answer would be SR, RS, FG and FI and PR. Okay, this rule. Now let's go to the next question. This is a numerical type question which I wanted to show you. So even if you don't know the answer, we will attempt it because there is no negative marking to this type of questions. So if we go to this question, let's read the question first. A complete mixed dilute suspension of sand particles have diameter 0.25, 0.35, 0.4, 0.45 and 0.55 mm. Are filled in a transparent glass column of diameter 10 cm, height 2.5 meter. The suspension is allowed to settle without any disturbance. It is observed that all the particles of diameter 0.35 ml settle to the bottom of the column in 30 seconds for the same period of 30 seconds. for the same period of 30 seconds, the percentage removal of particles of diameter 0.45 mm from the suspension is. So it is said that you can read the question. I'll reply to you in 1 minute. I hope every one of you have read the question. So so it is said that 0.35 mm particles have all settled. So अगर जब तुम नीचे गिर रहे हो, जितना मोटा होगा चीज़ वो जल्दी गिरेगा. ग्रेविटेशन होता है, मोटे आदमी ज़्यादा फोर्स होगा mg. सो उस कारण अगर हम सेटलिंग वेलोसिटी कैलकुलेट करते हैं तो अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्टोक्स लॉ इट इज़ डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द डायमीटर स्क्वायर. सो व्हेन इट इज़ इसका सेटलिंग वेलोसिटी 0.45 और 0.55 mm का विल बी वे मच मोर देन 0.35 mm बिकॉज इट्स डायमीटर स्क्वायर. सो ये और जल्दी सेटल होगा. तो क्या हो रहा है इसका, तो क्या होगा जब वो 30 सेकेंड में पूरा सेटल हो गया 0.35 mm, तो 0.45 एंड 0.55 उससे पहले ही सेटल हो जाएंगे. सो अगर वो सेटल हो रहा है तो वो रिमूव हो जाएगा. सो एफिशिएंसी टू रिमूव इज 100%. सो आंसर इज 100% because everything gets settled. If it was 0.25 or 0.35, it would take way more time. But for this, they get settled immediately. They get settled before 30 seconds itself. So I have showed you all type of questions. These are the two type of questions which generally comes, either it is MCQ or this. Now I want to discuss some of the things with you guys before GATE examination. So how to prepare for the GATE examination? One is planning. First and major thing is planning. Suppose I've started studying environmental engineering. It doesn't mean I can study environmental engineering 2 महीने तक मैं environment ही पढ़ रही हूँ, because there is so much to study in environmental engineering. So there has to be planning that I'll study this, फिर इसके बाद में मुझे ये revision करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है, and you have to go according to the plan. 1-2 दिन ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, but you have to keep changing your plans accordingly. दूसरा, you have to give like tests and everything. If you don't give tests continuously, you don't check your progress. So here in ProGate, we have tests after every subject. I'm not saying कि तुम टेस्ट के सारे आंसर जानते हो. I can even sometimes in class I even allow people to see the book and answer it. It is for your own. You should understand the funda, how to solve that question. From the last part I just want you to do that. And towards the end, if you give lot more tests and everything, you will get more refined. It does. When you give tests, you realize what are your weak points and you have to correct that. One of the major problem which I've seen with the people is units. It's so easy. So you have to develop a standard how to solve those questions and everything, because everything you have, those 65 questions you have to solve in 3 hours. It is sufficient time if you have solved a lot more questions. So, you have to be regular you have to attend mock tests, you have to see what are your problems. If you solve more, you realize more problems. So what happens if people are not taking coaching and all, they just study the theory. बट क्या होता है, टेस्ट के टाइम में सीधा टेस्ट देने चले गए, you make those mistakes which you don't even know you make mistakes. So when you are preparing through some channel, you realize what is right and what is wrong, what you should do, what you should not do. So when you are if you want to score like 30-50 marks, it's very easy to score. But if you want to score between 50 to 70, you have to put more efforts to it, and above 70 plus you have to be well planned. You should know what to study and what not to study, because you can't waste your time. You have to be good. दूसरा कट ऑफ्स की बात करते हैं, तो यहाँ पे हमने डिफरेंट PSUs के कट ऑफ्स दिखाए हैं. एवरी ईयर अगर आप देखोगे कोई भी जनरल, OBC, ST, SC कट ऑफ्स बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं. सो यू हैव टू बी अप टू डेट. तुम्हें और ज़्यादा पढ़ना पड़ेगा इन एवरीथिंग टू गेट इनटू अ PSU. फॉर टू गेट MTech इन, और एक चीज़, to get MTech your score has to be high in if you want to get admission in IIT. But for NIT your score doesn't need to be high. And if you have qualified your GATE examination wherever you study, you get in India, if it's centrally funded or government institute, you get the 12,400 scholarship, which is basically which government pays you to teach in labs. You might have seen in colleges that the labs are being taken by MTech students. So every week they give 6 to 8 hours for those you have to give 6 to 8 hours to teach students, and in place of that you get paid 12,400. And if you can go directly to PhD also. For that every month you get paid like 25,000 for first 2 years, and for the next 3 years you get 28,000. Or you can go for PSUs if you give GATE examination, or some states accept GATE examination to enter the State Department also. Another thing I would again like to remind, preparing for GATE not only helps you to clear GATE examination, it helps you to clear many other exams, government exams, even private sector companies. If you have a good GATE score, they like it, they appreciate it. You have a upper leverage. I want to give you one example. Even you get like in some good colleges or somewhere you get placement, you got placed in ONGC. So I had a student, he came to study in the ProGate just because उसको प्रमोशन नहीं मिल रहा था, क्योंकि वो गेट क्वालिफाइड नहीं था. तो वो पढ़ने आया, उसने गेट क्वालिफाई किया और अब जाके उसे प्रमोशन मिला है. So GATE examination का score is valid for 3 years. Even if you don't want to study or anything, if you have the score, you can apply later for PSU or government job. So right now when you guys are sitting at home, don't have much work to do, you can think it's kind of an investment of time and money and everything, and you can prepare well. And अभी नहीं पता, क्योंकि कैंपस प्लेसमेंट्स लगने के बाद भी अभी क्या हो रहा है, कोविड-19 के कारण जॉब लूज या लूजिंग योर जॉब. जिनकी जॉब है वो लोग ही लूज़ कर रहे हैं, तो जो नए लोग हैं उनका क्या होगा, उनका और भी चांसेस है. आई हैव फ्रेंड्स इन IIMs, IITs, NIT, I did my BTech from NIT Silchar, and I got like so many people are coming and saying, is there any job available? Because they have graduated, they got the job, but now they don't have the job because of COVID-19. So I don't want to scare you guys, but since scenario खराब है, तो एक प्रोस्पेक्टिव खुलने से आपको आप डिसाइड कर सकते हो. It's all up to you guys whether you want to study or not, but it's just one more way to be more secured, because PSU who are doing MTech from IIT or anything, अगर अच्छा स्कोर नहीं आता तो आप PhD ज्वाइन कर सकते हो. For PhD your score doesn't have to be that high. You can directly join PhD after your BTech. So it's not necessary. Many people doesn't know that. There is another point for civil engineers. Please make sure to note this point. Environmental engineering is a different branch in lot of IITs. Again, different branch in lot of IITs. So when you are applying, please apply separately to the environment department. मतलब ये सब बातें आपको बहुत लोग नहीं बताते हैं, बट गेट स्कोर आने के बाद में आपने अप्लाई कर दिया, लेकिन आपको पता ही नहीं था कि एनवायरनमेंट के लिए एक अलग से डिपार्टमेंट है जिसमें आप अप्लाई कर सकते थे एमटेक के लिए. एंड इट हैज़ रियली अनदर, मतलब एनवायरनमेंट ऑल्सो हैज़ अ रियली ग्रेट स्कोप. पीपल थिंक कि एनवायरनमेंट में क्या होगा. देयर सो मेनी गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर where you can apply for scientists, you can go for PhD and everything. And I have personally